Welcome to the Dog Nerd Show, where we geek out over our best friends. I'm Megan.
And I'm Michael, and this is a show about all things dog.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We are talking about the Wirehaired Dachshund today, and ooh, what a cute little fella this dog is.
Oh, their face, they're so scruffy.
Yes.
So scruffy. I love their face.
We used to say they look like little inspectors. We used to see one walking around Canton Street in Roswell, and we would say, there's a little inspector going about his business.
Yeah.
So before we start, we just want to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by the Riley Carson book series. This is the series that I write for kids 9 and up. It's like Nancy Drew meets Animal Rescue. So if you're here, you love dogs, you love books, whether you're a child or an adult, I think you will enjoy the mystery and adventure.
Yeah, tons of adventure in there.
Oh, and if you want to find more, just go to RileyCarsonSeries.com.
Yeah. Hey, and if you like this this content, give us a thumbs up. Drop us a if you're listening to us on the podcast, give us a review. Give us a 4 or 5 star review, whatever you deem necessary, and thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Please subscribe, and then you can hit the notification bell, and it will let you know when we have a new video out.
And I love your comments. We both love your comments. So please let us know what you like, what you don't like, and what you think about the episodes. And especially, we love hearing from those of you who have the breed we're talking about, because you guys give us so much insight. So you probably know that Dachshunds are a German breed, and the name actually means badger dog. So they're tough little go-to-ground dogs.
Wow, yeah.
And they've been a breed for about 600 years. So
No way, really?
Yeah.
600 years?
Yeah.
Golly.
Long time. And you guys know there's the smooth, the wire, and the long-haired dachshund, and they come in standard and miniature sizes. The wire-haired that we're meeting today is that was bred for work in like thorny and colder areas. So
that makes sense, yeah.
Yep, you can imagine. And here's a fun fact that you guys know I love the fun facts. They've long been a national symbol of Germany. And during World War I, American fanciers called them Liberty Hounds.
Ah.
So I'm going to dig into that a little bit more, like a dachshund digs into a badger hole.
All puns are included for free on our channel.
And intended. Yes. Okay, so let's meet Diane and her wire-haired dachshund, Marta. Tell us about the breed, and are all dachshunds the same except a different coat, or are there different traits?
Their coats are different and their traits are different. Smooths, longs, and wires all seem to have different personalities. They call wires the comedians, because they're lots of fun, and they are fairly easy to train. Dachshunds tend to be stubborn, and wires are not as stubborn as the other two breeds.
Interesting.
They are very good hunting dogs. We do have several of I'm a breeder, and we've had several of our dogs who are deer trailers in Wisconsin, Texas, Illinois, and Michigan.
Wow.
So, and we're training some of our dogs to do that here in Georgia.
That's wonderful.
They are smart, but they're very independent, so they take a little longer. Since I breed dogs, I raise them to be operant. In other words, they want to figure out what you want them to do rather than just go off someplace else. So we spend a lot of time, none of our dogs leave till they're 10 weeks old, and we spend a lot of time training them. Every day they get hands-on, they go outside, they go different places. I think the dogs that do the best are the ones that are well socialized. It doesn't always mean meeting people, but it does mean going a lot of places and seeing and hearing lots of things, because during COVID we couldn't have people over, but our dogs still got socialized. We'd sit in parking lots and watch people go by in trucks, and we'd go by ambulance places, we'd go by hospitals, so they got to hear lots of sounds. So, and I haven't had a problem with any of those dogs. They all seem to be doing just fine.
That's really good information, no matter what the breed, right?
Yes.
Is that socialization.
Yes.
Does this breed shed?
Wires don't really shed very much. They have a wiry coat, and it's not meant not to come off. I've had people say that they'll have black clothes on, and I'll have a red wire dog, and they went, I don't have any dog fur on me. I said, they really don't shed as long as you brush them, and they get stripped a couple of times a year, which doesn't hurt. They actually like it. I hand strip the dogs. I actually have some that fall asleep and snore during it. So it's not hard to do if you can find somebody that knows how to do it. Some of them need more grooming than others. It's just like some people have hair that grows faster than other people. So I have some that I only have to strip, I don't know, and they're show dogs, maybe every 3 months. And I have some that I have to strip and keep up every other week.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, but they're lots of fun.
Yeah. Any health concerns with this breed?
With this breed, you need to be careful with their backs because they are an extra long dog and they have dwarfism. So they have short legs and long backs. So you need to be careful of that. But good exercise and good breeding goes a long way to not having those problems. We teach our dogs to sit up. We don't have them jump off of high things, but they do jump off of like 18 inches.
And that's okay, is jumping off of something that's lower?
Lower.
Okay.
But you have to have it's like a person. You keep your back strong, you have to have good core muscles.
True, yep.
So the same applies to a dachshund, and people are afraid to let them sit up, but the more they sit up, the stronger those core muscles, and they don't have those problems.
So that's kind of like sitting up on their back leg.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
everybody likes a dog that sits up. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Or they'll sit up and they'll rest their front feet on something and sit up.
Yep.
And that's fine. We don't mind that at all. That's good for their muscles.
Okay.
And it's good for the skeleton too. So you just need to give them a good healthy diet. We use fish oil, salmon oil, especially during the winter when it gets dry.
Yeah.
And sometimes during the summer, the air conditioning will dry out coats.
Yeah.
So a good conditioner. We give them a bath. We don't bathe our dogs as much as most people do. They get a bath maybe every couple of months, unless they find something juicy to roll in.
Yeah.
So
We know about that. We
they
had.
do get brushed almost every day.
Okay. To keep that coat nice and.
Right, and keep it hard because it's a wiry coat, and if you feel other dogs, it feels soft, but on a dachshund, it's supposed to have, they call it a rough coat, so it should feel a little bit rough.
Okay.
The other issue they have is since they're a flop-eared dog, you need to keep their ears clean and get them cleaned out, and it's okay to have them go around with their ears pushed back.
Okay.
It gets air through their ears.
Okay.
And it cleans them out.
Yeah.
Wirehaired dachshunds grow fur in their ears,
Okay.
and so you have to pull the fur out.
Okay.
And they don't like it very much, but we start them when they're like 4 to 6 weeks old, so they really don't mind it.
Yeah. Desensitize them to it.
Yeah, so and also if your breeder started early, you have less hair growing in their ears. I have found, because people go, well, I don't have any hair in their ears at all, so that helps.
Yes.
You need to keep their teeth clean. You can use a toothbrush. You can use your finger. We believe that hard things to chew on, like raw bones, you never use anything cooked, helps keep their teeth, the tartar off their teeth. We also like what's called a yak bone. It's made from dried goat or cow milk, and it's milk, lemon, and salt, and they're very, very hard. So they chew on that, and it gets rid of tartar.
Okay. No risk of breaking teeth or anything like that.
No, well, you have more of a risk with a real bone
Yeah.
than you do with a yak bone.
Okay.
So we haven't had any problems with that, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But you need to do that. And also with a wire, they grow fur between their paw pads.
Okay.
So you need to keep that short, trim it short. I just trim it even with their pads because dogs feel the ground with their pads. Like if you put a glove on your hand, you wouldn't know if something was sharp or not.
Yeah.
Well, all dogs need that to be able to feel the ground. And we also, the other thing is you have to keep their nails short.
Yeah.
Because if they're walking on their nails, it would be like you walking on your fingernails.
Yeah.
which is not a good idea.
No.
It would be painful.
Yeah.
So it's really important to keep their, even though they are digging and earth dogs, great scent dogs, you still need to keep those toenails short because it's actually bad for a dog, and then they're not feeling the ground with their paws again.
Yeah.
Paw pads. So, yeah.
Are they big barkers?
They are big barkers. She's not a big barker. We have several dogs who let everybody else do the barking. She's one of them.
Okay.
But if you get her separate from the other dogs, she will let you know that there's something out there. So if you live in an apartment, you need to kind of desensitize them to the noises outside of an apartment, in the hallway or anything like that, because they will bark.
Yeah. And being that we had border terriers, we know those barks are loud when they're meant to be heard underground.
Yes, they are loud. I mean, they call dachshunds a big dog in a small body.
Okay.
When people hear them barking, they think they've got a hunting dog of some kind, some big dog. Somebody said it sounds like a Doberman Pinscher, and I said, it's just a dachshund. And my God, that's such a loud, big, deep bark. So,
well, when you were bred to go after badgers, you've got to be pretty tough, right?
Tenacious. You have to be tenacious and determined, and we don't breed that out.
Right.
We just, because we want them to be hunting dogs.
Yes.
And they're never happier than when they're hunting and following something.
Well, we know from doing Earth Dog that these guys, they just zip right in and they take care of business.
They do. So they do field trials with rabbits. I've tried those before with some of my other dogs. I have a couple of dogs that go, no, and I have a couple of dogs that, let me loose. So, it's in their temperament. She is very friendly. Dachshunds are not always the friendliest people.
Okay.
They can have friendly temperaments, and then they can have a little bit of standoffish.
Okay.
And that's partly because of the independence and the hunting they do. And independence, it's like, okay, I don't know you.
Yeah.
So, but they're, for the most part, as long as they get to sniff people, they're usually okay. But you should never run up into a dog's face anyway.
Yeah.
So wires are just the clowns of the breed. They're lots of fun. I mean, I know people I've had smooths, and I would take a wire any day.
Yeah.
They are a lot more fun. They aren't as stubborn either.
Okay.
They have more of a tendency, they want to please you a little bit.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
I was going to ask you, trainability, are they pretty easy to train? Or
They are. I have not had a problem training my dachshunds.
Okay.
But then again, I start when they're very young.
Yeah.
We start them at 4 weeks old. We start using a clicker and doing things with them. And people go 4 weeks. And I said, yeah, by 8 weeks, usually I can do a hand command and they'll sit.
Wow.
So, and she's still going to classes, and I don't have trouble teaching her things.
Yeah.
Older dogs usually take a little longer to learn something.
Yeah.
But because they've been brought up to that learning is fun,
Yeah.
it doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't take them quite as long to learn things.
Because they see it as a fun activity to do with their person.
Right.
Yeah.
So, at some point it will take longer. So the up to 12 weeks is the easiest time to teach them anything.
Okay.
After 12 weeks, it starts taking longer. But we just spend a lot of time with training because we want everybody to love our dogs.
Yeah.
So,
is there anything else we need to know about the breed? You've been a wealth of information.
I'm trying to think. No.
That's what I was going to ask you. Are they a good dog for a first-time dog owner?
It depends on how they were raised.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. First-time dog owners, you need to have, with any dog, they need to understand that you're the boss. And dachshunds sometimes have difficulty accepting that.
Yeah.
So, and you just need to be consistent.
Okay.
So for a first-time dog, I don't think a dachshund's a bad breed. I prefer standards. There's a lot of minis out there, but I think standards have better personalities. Most of my dogs like kids. Dachshunds don't usually like kids.
Okay.
So that's something, if you have little kids, if you get a puppy, and train them as a puppy. You're probably not going to have a lot of problems because they're used to little kids, and the kids will grow.
And train your children too.
And train your children. It's important to understand to just sit and let the dog come up to you and sniff.
Yes.
So older dachshunds who have not been around small children, they find that disconcerting because lots of rapid movement with little kids, and it's like, they're supposed to hunt rabbits, which move around fast. So you have to think about your breed and what they were bred to do. So if you have little children and you get an older dachshund, you're going to have to train your children or really train your dachshund.
Yeah, and it might be easier at that point to train the children.
Yes. But if you get a dachshund that is 10 or 12 weeks old, you probably shouldn't have a problem as long as they were raised with a lot of stimulation and a lot of socialization. We use something called puppy culture. Mm-hmm. It's on the internet. They have a website. And they're the ones who have you start at 3 days old. You start working with your puppies.
Wow.
Before their ears and their eyes are open.
Wow.
And I've had a litter before I used puppy culture and after, and it's like night and day.
Wow.
Of the dogs. They're smarter. They are. They adapt better. They're just. I see a big difference in the dogs that are raised that way and the ones that aren't. Just in all breeds.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to look that up. That's fascinating.
So they're a great resource, and they have Facebook pages, and I'm always learning.
Yeah.
I'm always asking people questions. I learn from the people who have my dogs. They say they learn from me, but I think I learn a lot more from them because I usually don't raise them. Usually I don't keep them.
Yeah.
I keep only the special ones. So she's first litter I've kept dogs out of in about 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Because you're always looking for that special dog.
Mm-hmm.
And she had that personality as a puppy, and I went, she's staying. So anyway.
She is beautiful. Oh, hey.
She loves everybody.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You're
really
very
wonderful.
welcome. This is nice to do. Thank you.
What a cute and awesome little dog.
Yeah, just so scruffy and just I just love those dogs. And that was the first time I think I'd actually ever petted and interacted with a wirehaired. Yeah. And I think back because Dansby was with us and we let them meet, but Dansby was like, I think you need to get out of my crate.
Yeah, he was still in the early stages, but wow, what a great interview.
Yeah.
A lot to learn there.
And
a lot
cool
to take away.
To learn. I thought it was cool to learn that the personalities of the different coded dachshunds is a little bit different, that the wire-haired is a little more of a jokester or clown. So that was interesting. But thanks so much for watching, you guys. You can find us everywhere on social at Dog Nerd Show. Drop us a line at dognerdshow@gmail.com if you'd like to have a Zoom interview about your breed or anything else dog related. And make sure to comment. We love hearing your comments.
Absolutely. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.